Hey, this is Tesla here today, and I'm going to just shoot a really quick video. Sorry if the video looks a little off. I've got it in the rig. I'm going to cut plexiglass. I'm going to show you about cutting plexiglass today. These are some scraps I got of 1/4 inch plexi. Um, and what I use is the Dremel Easy Lock. Try and make sure it's in the camera here. These things, the disc are like this. Comes with this neat little mandrel and everything. You get 5 blades. It's about $15 for this. It is worth the investment. I used one of these discs, cut multiple large blades out of the plexiglass, cut a lot of other stuff, and then was even cutting 22 gauge steel with it, cutting off bolts, screws, things like that in the different projects I was working on. But these are very much worth the investment. I just finally, after a year and a half, almost 2 years, bought me another set of these. So, I mean, a year and a half of what I put the things through, and they last that long, it's very much worth that $15. Now, for cutting this acrylic, you can use stuff like this, the little diamond cutter that comes with a lot of the kits, or the regular cutoff wheels. I do not recommend the real thin, snappable blades. You can cut it with them, but the slightest little off axis, and they'll break like that. This is probably the cheapest solution I would go with. These work for a while, but they start getting gummed up with the acrylic. So that is an option that comes with the basic kits, but I would suggest the Easy Locks from Dremel. Okay, with that being said, I'm just using the little Hyper Tough rotary tool that I bought at Walmart. This was about less than $20. I already had a flex shaft, so that's what I'm going to be using today. You don't have to use this, just make sure you got good control of this. Leave the ports open for breathing, but a flex wand does come in handy. Okay, we will be setting our speed just a little under 3,000. 3,000 is about as high as you want to go. Now this goes up to like 7,000. You don't want it like that. You're going to be making a lot of heat, and you'll mess stuff up. So nice and slow, 3,000 max. Okay. All right. The little Easy Lock comes with this mandrel. Okay. So I've got it locked in, and it's real easy. You just pull that collar back, slide that on, turn it, and it locks it all in, and it's going to hold it. Okay, and that's all you gotta do, and that's how quick these are to change. Now it says for metal, that's the ones I get, and that works. Now I'm going to do a straight cut on this, and then I'm going to show a curved cut on these. Now when you do a curved cut or a straight cut, the edge, this you can see is actually fairly smooth. Okay, so that's one that I did. Here was the other one I did. So you can see you can make it fairly smooth. You might get little chips in it, but you can polish that up. These are leftovers from the scythe that I did. Okay, my bench is a little dirty. I just cleared it up enough to show you guys this. Here we go. Move the camera a little bit, make it easier. Alright, what I'm going to do is I've got some of these nice little clamps. They come in handy. I've got a board on my table, so here I'm going to show you. Let me make sure I got it good in the thing. So I'm going to take it, and you don't want these to move. Well, you don't want that up in the way, so you can flip that around. Should have already had these ready to not waste so much time. Okay, because you're not going to want this to move. Okay. And these are only a couple of bucks. You can get them at like Harbor Freight, Walmart, places like that. Okay. So I'm going to pull out my Sharpie. I'm just going to get me a little smooth edge here, or a straight edge here, you know, so it looks like I'm, okay. So now I got me an edge marked. Alright, take my regular glasses off. Put my safety glasses on. There's my little dust mask. Now I would suggest, oh, this one's all broke. I've got another one around here. I would suggest like a little breather mask, because there are little particulate that comes off of this. There's, got me a little, okay. I tear these things up too, so it's, alright, so I'm going to get my little mask on here. Alright. Hopefully you can hear me alright. I try to make this video nice, quick, and easy here. Alright. And I like to hang up my Dremel. I got me a little bracket by the desk. Okay. So here we go. Alright, so that's plenty fast. That's right under 3,000. You can lower it to around 2,500. There we go. Alright, so nice, slow, and easy. You just line up. Okay, now we got it scored. So I'm going to go back up to 3,000. Alright. Okay, so now we got that little piece off. You're going to have a little bit of slag here. Just, you took nice, slow, and easy. And you get a nice, smooth cut. You just take your time, nice and easy. Okay, so that's our straight cut. And you see that come off, you just got a little bit of a burr, and you can polish that off. And you got a nice straight edge. Okay. Here is where it starts getting fun. Okay, let me. Now we are going to do a bit of a round cut here. Let me pull this off for a second. Okay. Alright, I know that's not like perfect, but this isn't for a actual project, so you can make templates, put it on, draw it. Now, always make the finished piece be the part that's mounted down, not the part that you're cutting off. So your slag or extra will be the spot that you cut off. Except if you're cutting a section off of a bigger piece, the bigger piece will be there, and find some way to bracket it. You just kind of got to play around with it, especially with the bigger pieces, because you don't really want like the piece that you're wanting to finish to fall and hit the floor. That's no good. All right, now I'm going to lower the speed back down just a little bit. All right, very similar. Okay, now I know this looks weird because we got a straight edge and a straight edge, but it'll become clearer here in just a minute. that we got that big part of the cut done, we can take off Okay, let me get this mask off here. Alright, so what we got with a curved cut, you're going to do some straight line cuts, okay, like that. Then you trim a little bit on the edge. Now you've got a rough shape here, but you can see that's still fairly smooth. Now I would suggest also when you're working with this, wear you like a pair of gloves. You see me flicking this stuff, I work with it a lot, but it can make little splinters of the acrylic. So I would just kind of watch yourself. Just get you an old pair of work gloves or something that fit well, that'll give you a good grip. I like these rubberized ones. I've had them for a while. But once you've got this, you can take like one of the sanding wheels and nice and easily take some off while you've got it in the thing, and you can round it off more. But this gives you the basic shape that you're going to need. Now if you're going to put multiple layers together, what I would do is put the layers together and then sand them all at the same time. That way you will get a finished surface. Now with bonding them together, now here's a little thing, like I did my scythe blade and it had little glyphs that lit up on the inside. Well, I had, it was 3 layers thick, and I glyphed the inside one. Now say you're just doing 2 pieces, okay, well what you'll do is you glyph it or put your wording whatever on inside, okay. So once you've got it in, you can use one of the little engraver bits with your Dremel. The best way to do it, I'll show you a little tip here. Get you a nice little piece of tape, okay. Put it on there. Get your marker, you know, and I'll just draw some stuff here. You know, I'm not trying to be an artist. So like, say you've got something in there, this is just gibberish. What you'll do is take a razor knife, you know, just nice and carefully carve out and just leave that, you know, cut it out, you know, leave the tape, get your engraver bit, and what you do is you don't have to go deep, just nice and easily make a few passes. It's all about going slow and steady with acrylic. If you go slow and steady, you notice there was no chipping or breaking there because we went slow and steady. You start getting too fast with it, you will break. So then you carve it in, okay, clean it off. Take your tape off, wash it all down with some 90+% rubbing alcohol. Okay, clean it up really good, both sides. That'll get your marker off, everything else. Clean it off. Okay, and I'm not worried about all that. Like I said, this is just scrap. So you'll take it, clean it off really good. That's going to help. Alright, then what you're going to use, you get some of this, the clear slash transparent E6000. Okay? It's so weird. I'm used to holding it like this because this is my view, but here's for the camera. So you take your E6000, okay? I've got the industrial size, you know, because why not, you know? This is the industrial strength. It comes nice big opening here. So what we're going to do is put a nice bead on here. Okay. And like I said, I would practice some with some scrap pieces first, because you kind of got to get a feel for this stuff. But this just gives you a quick rundown. Okay, so we got that on there. Alright, so I want to spread it around. Try to get where you won't have so many air bubbles, but you'll end up having a little bit in there. Like I said, I'm just dinking around with this. Okay, so now we got it. Okay, so I mean, that doesn't look all that pretty. Now, here we go. You start at one edge, put them together, match edge. Okay, and that's when you start pushing down, and it will start clearing up, going from one side to the other. Okay, nice, slow, and steady. Okay, and if you do it right, you'll push pretty much all the air bubbles out. See how that nice and clear? Okay, take a couple clamps. Put that piece back on there. Okay. Okay, like I said, these don't match up. They're just scrap pieces. This is just for me to do a little tutorial. So, get those little air bubbles pulled out. Okay, so now it's clamped down. Okay. Leave that. By the next day, those pieces will not come apart. And they're still clear and see-through. Now, if you've got it all set up together, that's why I like to go 3 wide, because I use NeoPixel strips like this with a lot of mine. That way I can program lighting effects. But if you want to do it, if you go 3 wide, you leave one a little bit of a gap in there, so it's like offset. If it's 3 wide, you could put a row of LEDs in it that are wired up, glue it in with the same stuff, let it sit, and then when you light that up, it will light that whole blade up, and you will have a beautiful looking acrylic blade. I hope this helps you all, and I'll see you next time.